Ever wondered what happens when the world of F1 is rocked by a scandal? Not just any scandal, but one of its own making. What happens when the very people who have dedicated their lives to this sport find themselves at the centre of a controversy that threatens to shake the very foundations of F1? And what if I told you that these people are none other than Toto Wolff and Susie Wolff, two of the biggest names in the game? Welcome to F1 Racing Now. Today, we're talking about the juiciest tea, the kind of stuff that people's lives get completely ruined over. So if you're not subscribed to this channel by now, you might want to be. Join our fast-growing community of Formula One racing fans at F1 Racing Now. You'll be glad you did. Now, before we get into the thick of the scandal, let's get to know Toto and Susie Wolff and why they are so important today. Toto Wolff, the driving force behind the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team, is a titan in the racing world. He's not just calling the shots from the pit wall, he's also got skin in the game, owning a hefty 33% stake in the team. Under his watch, Mercedes has been on a victory lap, bagging an impressive 8 back-to-back Formula One Constructors' Championships from 2014 to 2021. They've also nabbed 7 consecutive Drivers' Championships during that time. Toto's strategic prowess and relentless ambition have made him a key player in the paddock. Then there's Susie Wolff, a trailblazer in her own right. She kick-started her motorsport career in karting before shifting gears to Formula Renault and Formula 3. Then she revved up to the Deutsche Turnerwagen Masters to compete for Mercedes-Benz. In 2012, she was signed by Williams in Formula One to work as a development driver. At the 2014 British Grand Prix at Silverstone, she made history by becoming the first woman to participate in a Formula One race weekend in 22 years. After retiring from motorsport, she took the wheel as the team principal of the Venturi Formula E team. In 2021, she was promoted to the role of CEO. Okay, now with a better understanding of these titans, let's talk about this scandal. We all know information is as valuable as gold, especially in the high-stakes universe of F1, where teams are constantly vying for the slightest edge over their competitors. Information is, of course, power. But what happens when this information is shared illegally? Well, the Wolffs, Toto and Susie, stand accused of just that. Illegal information sharing. And this isn't some petty gossip we're talking about. This is high-level, sensitive information that could potentially give one team an unfair advantage over the others. The allegations suggest that the Wolffs may have shared proprietary data, a serious breach of trust, and a violation of the sport's strict regulations. But here's where it gets juicy. According to reports, rival team principals were made suspicious by recent comments made by Toto that they believe could only have come from information from internal F1 channels to which he should not have been privy. Even more intriguing, there's concerns that information from their confidential team principal meetings could be made available to F1 executives via the Wolff couple. And Toto Wolff, Mercedes F1 team boss, is accused of leaking confidential discussions to Liberty Media and FOM. Now, a quick reality check. They are married, yes. They share a bed together, meals together, and they obviously speak with each other. Don't married couples talk about things, private things, their work, their lives? So, of course, they are sharing information with each other. I mean, they do want the success of each other, don't they? Doesn't that help them both out? Teamwork makes the dream work, doesn't it? We are thinking that this is highly and most likely the case. But tell us, what do you think? Prove us wrong. Shout it out in the comments below. Well, when the FIA, the governing body of F1, caught wind of these allegations about the Wolffs, they didn't waste any time. They launched an investigation right away, determined to get to the bottom of the matter. Now, this is a full-blown, no stone left unturned investigation. The FIA is on a mission to uncover the truth, and they aren't going to let anything stand in their way. Every development being scrutinised, every statement being analysed, and the reaction from the FIA community is mixed. Some are standing by the Wolffs, steadfast in their belief in the couple's innocence. Others aren't so sure. Doubts are being cast, questions are being raised. The integrity of the sport itself is being called into question. But among all the speculation and uncertainty, everyone knows this investigation is about more than just the Wolffs. It's about the future of Formula One, about persevering the integrity of the sport, about ensuring a level playing field for all teams. It's about sending a message that no one, no matter how influential or powerful, is above the rules. No one. Well, when the news of the scandal broke, fans, teams and media outlets alike were all up in arms. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions, hot takes and speculations. The hashtag F1 scandal trended on Twitter for days, with fans voicing their opinions, concerns and theories. The media was also quick to jump on the story, with headlines splashed across sports pages worldwide. Pundits and journalists dissected every aspect of the scandal, from the allegations themselves to the potential implications for F1. Talk shows and podcasts dedicated entire episodes to discussing the scandal, with expert guests weighing in on the situation. The reaction from the public was mixed, just like the FIA. Some fans stood by the Wolffs. Others were less forgiving, voicing their disappointment and concern over the allegations. Many called for transparency and accountability, urging the FIA to conduct a thorough and fair investigation. Now, let's get to the bottom line of this. What does it mean for F1 and especially the Wolffs? You see, scandals like this one don't just affect the individuals involved, they send shockwaves through the entire sport. If the allegations against the Wolffs are proven true, it could lead to serious consequences. We're talking more than fines or suspensions here, a potential shift in the very power dynamics of Formula One. Teams could lose faith in leadership, sponsors could pull out, and fans could turn their backs on the sport. The reputation of F1 and its governing bodies could take a serious hit. But on a positive note, every cloud has a silver lining, and this scandal could be a catalyst for change in F1. I mean, it could lead to stricter regulations, more transparency, and a more level playing field. It could also force teams to rethink their strategies and push for fairer competition. However, these are all potential implications. The actual impact of the scandal will depend on the outcome of the investigation and how the F1 community responds to it. Yes, it's a delicate situation as the stakes are super high. But one thing's for sure, F1 will not be the same after this. However, if you think this is something new, you are wrong. F1's had its fair share of controversies over the years. From drivers behaving badly to sex scandals, racism and even espionage cases, the sport has seen it all. This scandal is just the latest in a long line of controversies that have rocked the sport. Take the Spygate scandal of 2007 for instance. We have a great informative video coming up on this, by the way, so you better be subscribed. A disgruntled employee at Ferrari felt overlooked and let down. His response? He stole nearly 800 pages of confidential technical information and handed it over to a friend who worked for their biggest rivals, McLaren. Talk about a plot twist. Now, getting back to the Wolffs, and before we wrap things up, we have some interesting facts that you might not know about this whole scandal. Consider this a bonus for sticking with us until the end. Fact number 1, the confidentiality breach. The crux of the scandal lies in a potential confidentiality breach. It's alleged that Toto Wolff made a remark in team principals meeting that suggested he had knowledge that could only have been sourced from FOM. Obviously, this raised concerns about the exchange of confidential information between the Wolffs. Fact number 2, the ripple effect. The scandal has been interpreted by senior figures in F1 as the result of a fight between Toto Wolff and FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem. The controversy has had far-reaching effects, impacting not just the Wolffs, but the entire F1 community, just like we've talked about earlier. Fact number 3, the denial. Both Mercedes and F1 management have rejected the allegations against Toto and Susie Wolff. Susie Wolff described the allegations as intimidatory and misogynistic in a social media post. Well kids, that's a wrap. From the allegations against Toto and Susie Wolff to the ongoing investigation and the potential implications for the sport, it's clear that this is a story that is still unfolding. But what do you think? Will this scandal change the face of F1? And what should be done to prevent such situations in the future? Be sure to drop your comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, do hit that like button and be sure that you can subscribe. Also, turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the important F1 info in our next videos. Thanks so much for watching. This has been F1 Racing Now, your inside track to all things F1. We'll see you in the next one.